Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, I want to talk about something that I hear a fair bit from people in the tech space. Whether you're a programmer or you're on the infrastructure systems network side, you've probably felt once you've gone past the initial few years of working in the profession as in help desk or application support, tech support sort of areas, you're looking at what's the next step going to be from that point of view. It almost seems like there are a million options that you can choose from. And that, due to the paradox of choice, leaves you confused, leaves you in a sense of fear going, I have no idea which one's the right role for me, where I want to go. At times you might have glimpses of, I'd like to specialize in this area or specialize on this platform, specialize in cloud, for example, and you might have that sort of feel. Or you might go, I have this opportunity in this company that I could take, but I'm not sure if that's the right one for me. All of this comes down to the fact that we don't get the kind of guidance and support that we need in a tech profession or even in engineering to look at what works best for us, the strengths that we have, the unique skills that we have. How is it best deployed in the marketplace so that we do our best work, we enjoy the work that we do, and we get compensated well for the work that we do. Yes, the first few years can be difficult because you're trying to learn all these skills. Entry-level roles don't pay as well. There's a lot of work that you've got to do for what seems like little benefit. But if you're in an environment that gives you exposure to a lot of different technologies and has the opportunity for you to be able to learn, you get to understand a wide range of technologies, how they all work in such a way that in the future, whether you stay along the side of the technical aspects or go into management, either way, you'll understand the technologies, the principles of how they all work, so that you can manage the people under you to effectively delegate, support them, and get the best outcome overall for the team, for the business, and for each of the people in the team. So with that in mind, the main thing that you have to look at is your strengths. The underlying foundational aspect for anything is knowing what you're naturally good at. When you understand your natural strengths, you then have an upper hand in a way that you can focus your efforts. You can focus your education, your skill building, your experience and everything to utilize more and more of your natural strengths. And when you do that, you get exponential outcomes in growth, in skills, in understanding, in confidence. That then means you'd be able to deploy that skill or set of skills more confidently in the marketplace. So with that in mind, if you tend to be a lot more systems and process focused, there is a tendency for you to thrive in an environment that utilizes those aspects, the detail orientedness, the system orientedness, and the process orientedness, which if you're going to look at, like if you enjoy just working with the technology and not really wanting to manage the people, then utilize that to go stronger into the technical aspects. So whether you're a programmer, you might specialize in an area that utilizes your detail orientedness to create great code. If you're in infrastructure, you might choose to go down the systems path, cloud path, or might go down the path of networks and focus down on that because it needs a lot of detail oriented work. And people like you are the kind of people that someone like myself, who is more big picture oriented, depend on to ensure that things get done properly. Yes, I can do it. I have done it as being working in the technical roles, being one person IT in many organizations, and working in MSPs and otherwise before going into management. So I have done a lot of that. But am I best placed to do it? I don't think so. If there was someone who is more detail oriented than I am, I'd prefer for them to handle and manage the implementation of it, because I know that they would do a better job of implementing it, making sure the dependencies are taken care of, and all other aspects that I might have missed because I'm like looking at the big picture and going, let's get this done. We just need to get this into place, and the big picture will happen. Where I might not have seen some of the places where we could have a failure, we could potentially cause another disruption or issue. Whereas the detail-oriented person, and I've been very blessed to work in organizations where, when I was managing, to have people who were super detail-oriented, who were very happy to take on that aspect of the project and ensure that it got implemented correctly. And when I was in my tech roles, obviously I had to spend a bit more extra time to make sure if I do this, what's going to happen. And that means, like, if you look at it from an effectiveness perspective, it takes a big picture thinker a little bit more time to ensure that the details are in the right places and you haven't overlooked things. And there are times when you do overlook things because you haven't considered every detail in a systematic, process-oriented manner that a detail-oriented, process-oriented person does. So that's the thing. At the same time, let's say you want to go into management and you're a detail-oriented, process systems-oriented person. If you go into a startup or a small business where you need to be a bit of a generalist, you're not going to really enjoy it as much. You might enjoy the learning experiences, but all the quick changes, not following processes will ultimately burn you out. Whereas if you are such a person who's detail-oriented, process-oriented, need to follow process, ensure everything works systematically, in a big organization like a government organization or a big corporate organization where everything is systematized, everything has certain processes to follow, you will fit in like duck in water. It'll be a perfect match, a match made in heaven, because there's all the processes, there's all the systems in place, and all you have to do is ensure that all of that is followed so that you get the result at the end of the day. And that'll be the suitability. And that's the thing, like, whether you want to go into tech as a, stay in the tech side of things, or you want to go into management side of things, depending on what your strengths are, you'd find a role in the right organization that'll utilize your strengths appropriately so that you get to create the most impact, get the most return for that impact, while also enjoying that growth and that impact that you're creating. So hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that helps you think about your career and everything from the perspective of your strengths and how you can contribute utilizing those strengths, and not just from the perspective of this is what is available in the marketplace and I might just try this job and see how it goes. It gives you a little bit more of a stronger foundation that you can work from. So I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they are released. I look forward to talking to you in a future episode. Take care.